first started trophy hunting, it was all about getting as many platinum trophies as possible, so I would often never touch the DLC trophies and I would drop games that I didn't care about. But nowadays, I'm much more of a completionist and want the pretty 100% as well as the plat. And also because I've been bullied into thinking a platinum isn't enough and the 100% is more impressive. So to fix my mistakes from earlier, I picked out 5 great games that I wanted to go back to and pop some trophies for. It's a great way to experience some nostalgia, clean up my trophy backlog, and increase my completion percentage. And the first game I needed to revisit was Battlefield 4. This game holds such a special place in my heart for a few reasons. Firstly, because as most of you know, it's easily my favorite FPS of all time, and also because it's the game that indirectly started my YouTube career back when I was uploading frag movies and clan matches being the sweaty tryhard that I was. So it should be no surprise when I tell you it's by far my most played game ever, although that was on the PS4 version, but I first started playing this game in 2013 on the PS3, and that's where I didn't have the platinum yet. Now I was missing 19 base game trophies, but a couple months earlier, EA announced that the PS3 Battlefield servers would be going offline. Great. So I quickly set up my PS3 to get the 2 multiplayer trophies I was missing. Luckily, I already did most of the others when I was playing back in 2013, but I managed to get 45 kills with the 1911-4 trophy before going for a trophy where I needed to win in every game mode. Thankfully, I could check Battlelog, the greatest community website of all time. Please bring this back for the next Battlefield dice. And I checked my stats and saw that I was missing a squad deathmatch win. Unfortunately, the servers were already pretty empty back then. Surprisingly, they weren't Concord servers, but nobody was playing this game mode. So I joined an empty squad deathmatch server and waited about 15 minutes whilst opening some battle packs before people started trickling in. And so with the server now filled with a couple people, the round started, and I reignited my competitive tryharding skills, abusing movement mechanics and literally knowing this game inside out to quickly win the round. Fast forward a couple months and I now return to do the single player where most of my remaining trophies were. Sadly, all of my campaign progress was reset, so I had to start from scratch. Luckily though, I didn't have to play on hard difficulty since I got that trophy back then, but it was already hard enough to aim properly with the PS3 controller and horrendous frame rate that hurt my eyes. I played through the first mission whilst getting the weapons and dogtag collectibles that I would need in each level. It was so much fun and memories started flooding back thinking about how great of a time I had on this game, which wasn't for the characters inside the game's story because it was about some political drama involving the US, China and Russia, and we play as Wrecker in Tombstone Squad to prevent an all-out war. I eventually got to the first area where I needed to kill 10 enemies with C4, but before getting that one I got a different trophy for earning enough points in this level. Dunn's Pride, okay, so that's 6,000, okay, that popped way late. We still need the C4 one, which is not popping. Okay, there's like 3 dudes here. Please. That's 3, that's, okay, 2 kills. That has to be 10. I've done way more than 10. Okay. That took like 15 years, but hey. The next few missions all followed the same layout where I had to find more hidden collectibles, do a miscellaneous trophy and earn enough points, which sometimes wasn't even needed since I popped a few of those trophies in other levels already. But sometimes I wouldn't know if I had done the trophy correctly since the PS3 takes so long to pop a trophy, which was the case after I had done 10 multi-kills in Shanghai. That might be the trophy. Surely that's a trophy. That's 10. PS3 please. 10 multi-kills, come on, you gotta get it. I hate how long it takes on PS3, man, I hate it. It's so nerve-wracking. And another trophy. What? Oh, for the 11,000 points. Nice. I popped some more collectible trophies and just casually continued further before waiting in the waiting room for another trophy to pop. How many headshots do we have? 33. Where's my trophy, bro? Where's my... There's my trophy. These delays, man. These delays. Before I again proceeded further through the campaign reminiscing about the beauty of this game. I vaguely remembered the story, but the memorable characters always stuck with me. everything just came rolling back instantly when I loaded into another familiar level. And I came across Operation Locker, which I don't even want to know how many hours I spent sweating in that Chinese prison, because that map is like my second home. And it all made me pray that the next Battlefield returns to a similar style and gameplay, because every Battlefield after BF4 has been terrible. But that's another story, because the next level had another miscellaneous trophy where I had to get 10 adrenaline kills, which basically means I need to be on super low health. It's a bit of a pain trophy because I could get shot from so many angles anytime I was shot, but after a couple of attempts, and a little bit later, I came across some wonderful references you might remember from a group of Battlefield amigos.
Don't get smart, this isn't a game. We're freaking war, man.
The action's over with. We're done. We might as well just take a break from here on out.
We can't take a break. Do you remember what just happened? That shit was crazy. I'm not taking a break. You shouldn't take a break either.
I'm taking a break.
Don't take a break.
I'm taking a nap.
Our Tombstone squad eventually blows up the Lankang Dam to present some awesome levolution and help the US. And with just a couple trophies remaining before only my second ever PS3 Platinum, I made it to the final level of the game, which we'll need to play through 3 times for different endings. So we blast our way through the enemies on the battleship to prevent an all-out war and political disaster before we have to make the tough Sophie's choice of who to sacrifice to save the USS Valkyrie and all the soldiers on it. I chose my beloved Hannah first and finished the campaign for the first time in 11 years.
Fortress, this is Bloodhound. Tombstone's on board. We're breaking them back. All are accounted for. One of them is missing in action, sir. Nothing we can do.
Why am I actually getting teary eyes from this? That's so dumb. I love this game, dude. Okay, well, we still have to replay the final mission to get another trophy and then pop the remaining trophy that you have, but... oh man, what a game. So I reload the level and played through it again, preparing myself for the final emotional ending where I have to sacrifice the goat Irish and hopefully pop the remaining trophies before the platinum. Oh, I should pop like 5 trophies right now. Hoorah, record. Just one? Just one? I need to play through it again? Okay, we need to play through it again because apparently it didn't save that we did the third ending already. See, I was expecting the game to have remembered that I played through it already and done the secret ending, but as I mentioned at the start, the game reset, so even though I already popped this trophy, I needed to play through it a third and final time to get the last ending. It's not the worst thing in the world, but after enjoying every second of this platinum journey, playing through a level for the third time was a little annoying. But some 20 minutes of replaying later, we reached the ending again. I can't do it, boys. I can't. I need a trophy. Rip Valkyrie. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But that's above and beyond the call. Okay, now we should pop the plat. Like 3 more trophies at once, maybe? Hopefully. Hopefully. Hello. Okay, okay, god damn it, these PS3 trophies, bro. Why do they take so long? Come on. Will it? I mean, I don't know. Why is it not pop the trophy? I'll give it 10 seconds, but it's not going to pop this trophy. Come on, bro, I've done everything. I looked up why it didn't pop the trophy full arsenal for completing all assignments, and apparently the game just glitches out and I needed to start a previously played level again for it to hopefully pop the trophy. And hopefully it just pops. I just skip. Please. Yes, full arsenal, thank God. And the platinum trophy. Shanghai, yes. The platinum trophy that I've waited 12 years to get. And it's only my second PS3 platinum. That's beautiful. What a game, man. I have no words to describe how much I love this game. Up next on my quest to clean up my backlog is Horizon Zero Dawn, a game that I platinumed all the way back in 2017 but never went back to the DLC for. Well, technically that's not true because I did try and go back for the DLC right before Forbidden West came out. but after some 40 minutes I decided I wasn't a fan of the snowy robots. So now it's time to actually return and pop those trophies. Except before we tackle the DLC, it's time for a replay of the base game on ultra hard difficulty in New Game Plus for 2 separate trophies. And I didn't mind doing that because it was also a great way to remind myself of the story. Because when I played the game back during launch, it was either the story or the gameplay that got me hooked, whilst I disliked the other. But for the life of me I couldn't remember which one, so it was now time to find out. I just had one slight problem, and that was that I couldn't even start New Game Plus. I'll save you the TED Talk, but I tried uploading and downloading save files from PS4 to PS5 for about an hour before it finally worked and I could start the game. So with that out of the way, it was time to relive the story of the second most popular Platinum trophy ever. But my first thoughts in this game weren't necessarily about the story or gameplay, or how hard ultra hard difficulty was. No, it was about the graphics and what would be a recurring theme throughout this game's cleanup. Because why on earth was this game remastered? I mean, seriously, just look at this. The game still looks better than some new PS5 games. Why did Mr. Holst have to greenlight his beloved Horizon for a remaster when it so wasn't needed? I'm sure the remaster looks incredible, but was it really needed? I mean, I don't know, rant over, I don't make the business decisions, but I did find myself in the first fight. I expected a really tough battle with strong enemies, but that wasn't really the case. That was easy. That was so easy. That was so easy. Light work, done tomorrow. After that, I started being reminded about the story. Aloy is a clone of some ancient doctor who tried to save the world. I mean, it's always saving the world, but we were trying to find out who we were and what happened to the Old One's civilization to create all these robot dinosaurs. And those things are flippin' awesome, and when I saw the first Tallneck, that's of course where I went. This is peak gaming, bro. This is peak gaming. It's so cool. It's just cool. It's just cool climbing a dinosaur giraffe robot. Oh crap, that's the wrong button. Ah, fuck. Seeing my Lego set in the game was sick, but that was also my first death because so far, Ultra Hard really wasn't proving very difficult. I don't know why, but I was expecting it to be brutal. However, so far, at least for the smallerish machines, they weren't that strong. It might also have helped that I still had my goated armor from the previous save file and would absorb hit after hit, but I really wasn't struggling. But that might be because I was really only focusing on the story missions, as that's what I had to complete. Which was also a little awkward, as I was really not used to doing no side missions or collecting in an open world, and I just rushed through it. It felt very newbie to play that way, but it did speed things up. It's also where I ran into the concierge from John Wick and was reminded further of the deep lore. I enjoyed the gameplay, but I think the story is what really sold it. I didn't like the current era stuff, like the tribes and that, but the old ones' machines and technologies was really fun. Oh, and the music, by the way, magnificent. But even when Ultra Hard was putting up a little bit of a fight, I could just sneak or run past the encounter and skip it entirely. It made certain sections a breeze and I just speed ran through the game, because I really wanted to get to the new DLC stuff quickly, but that's also right when I unlocked an accidental DLC trophy.
I didn't mean to pop a trophy, but, just pop the first trophy of the DLC, I guess.
We'll do the rest of the DLC trophies when we get there, but it was nice to already pop the first one. I faced the first Deathbringer machine about 10 minutes later, and these machines are supposedly some of the toughest in the game, so I was a little nervous. But honestly, again, it wasn't difficult at all. Like, I know I'm repeating myself, but just a bit of arrow spongy machine and it took a little bit of time, but really wasn't that hard at all. I learned more about Aloy and the history and lore of the world, having a lot of nostalgia in the story and scenic, beautiful world. Because, again, why did this get remastered? Although Ultra Hard really wasn't that tough, I was missing a lot of my shots. I thought my aim was bad, like a skill issue, but that's when I realized that aim assist was turned off. It explained so much and a light bulb lit up in my brain, and I was relieved to know that I in fact did have bad aim. But it was for a justifiable reason. It didn't get me killed much, but the world itself did, because oh my god, did I fall off the map a lot. I probably died more times throughout the game by falling than by actually getting killed. I had a few more fights with other big boy machines, but just like the previous fights, they really weren't that bad. Aiming for the right machine part to knock that off really helped, and I was just enjoying these fights. And it simultaneously made me learn more about all the fancy high-tech robot stuff, as that was easily my favorite part of Horizon. The new stuff like the Sun King, tribes, or cities they live in was disinteresting and borderline confusing with the amount of things going on. But the old world techie stuff, that was dope. I eventually made it to the last battle, which was the first time I was truly tested on my skills. With hordes and waves of huge machines approaching me and me having to take them down, it was like playing tower defense in Overload. The machines were tough and took ages to take down, but I eventually made it through. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't die, but that was it's not done yet. I did finish that fight a few minutes later without any problems before I came across the real final boss fight, which was another big boy Deathbringer. Scared for what's about to come, I adjusted my tactics accordingly. But again, I know I'm repeating myself here and I can't even build up any suspense because after running just a few circles around him, poking him with sticks, I brought down the super easy final machine and could save the world of Hades.
Knowledge has its rewards, don't you think? Well, let's begin.
Huge cliffhanger for Horizon Forbidden West. If you want to see that, who knows, we might do a part 2, another DLC backlog cleanup, because I still haven't done that game either. But hopefully, we should pop a trophy right now. Ultra Hard completed. And the other one, New Game Plus. That is beautiful. Alright, time for some DLC action. I went to start the DLC but realized that I couldn't lower the difficulty, so I reloaded into my original save to make my life easier. So forgive me for not wanting to suffer for some DLC trophies, you can cry about it in the comments. The trophies here were separated into 2 lists, but basically came down to beating the story, side missions, a couple collectibles, and taking down some machines. I went into the new snowy area of the game where I met a gang and started scanning a tall neck and doing the initial story missions, which is immediately where I noticed I left off. Remember, I started this DLC right before Forbidden West came out, but I already gave up at the second mission. However, after just an hour in this area, I already unlocked my first trophy for completing a side mission before getting stuck in a corner. Further missions had a different feeling to the base game with a bigger focus on a lot more puzzle solving and traversal. And I like that. It was different, but the snow on the other hand, not a fan at all. Personally, I always absolutely hate snow levels and, well, this DLC was that, well, I mean, that's all there was. I came across a few new machines, but on the lower difficulty, unlike the base game, they were surprisingly tough. And so I made my way further through the story, which was about a clan that had a similar rogue AI problem as with Hades. And whilst nearing the end of it, I was faced with a puzzle, but these were a tougher brain teaser that I'm willing to admit. I don't even want to talk about how long that took me, bro. What are these puzzles all of a sudden, man? But just a few minutes after that, I had the final boss fight with a big gorilla. This guy was definitely, again, not a cakewalk, even on the lower difficulty, but I did manage to defeat him, and after some extremely wonky plot armor, managed to pop the final story trophy. That was fun. Time for some DLC trophy cleanup. I moved straight onto the 10-ish side missions that I had to complete before meeting the most annoying enemy in the entire game. These monkey-like machines, honestly, even on the lowest difficulty, were horrendous. They took no damage, always threw me away, were incredibly annoying, and took over 15 minutes to take down. So I was really struggling to get through this, but after some incredible frustration, I managed to defeat all 6 of them. Get off me, bro. Next, I popped 2 collectible trophies. Before upgrading my weapons, and wow, should I have done that earlier. They were insanely strong, and I regret not doing them sooner as it would have made those earlier fights a breeze to get past. I finished the final few side missions and did some miscellaneous trophies, which left me with just the hunting grounds to complete. I had to defeat some big enemies here, as well as reach level 60 that I still had to grind out. So I ran through this course a couple times before getting the machine trophies and needing just a little more XP. Final ones, let's do this. I might only have to kill one. I think killing this guy might be enough, if I can even do that, because I am very limited on my resources. Oh, that did damage. Oh, that did damage, bro. But he also did damage to me. I do not want to whistle. Go away. No one likes you. Please. Please. How is that 38 damage? Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Come on. This might be it. 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 This might be the final trophy for Horizon Zero Dawn. See, it was. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Reach level 60, and that is the 100% done. I don't even need to finish this because look, that is a thing of beauty. 100% after what, 7-ish years, I think. Lovely. I had a fun time. The next game I wanted to revisit at 100% was Sleeping Dogs. A game that turned me into a whole man after eating a pork bun back in 2020. Once again, I never touched the DLC, however the second I booted up the game, I was faced with an issue. And when I wanted to load into the game, this happened. I haven't even started the game and we've already crashed. So I tried it again. Okay, well, if this crashes one more time upon loading the DLC, bro, not even inside the game, then I might have to switch to my PS4, which I don't even know if that thing still works, bro. That thing's been dusting away for like the past 5 years. Everyone pray to the trophy gods that doesn't crash. It's crashed. Apparently playing this game on PS5 just wasn't possible, so I grabbed my PS4 that I hadn't used since the 19th of November in 2020. Oh, it's working. It's working. Yes, 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 controller. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Yes. Alright, take two. Let's hope that it works on PS4. Please, please, please work. Hasn't crashed just yet. Are we locked in? Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Now that I could finally play the game, I was excited to return back to Hong Kong in this game that so desperately deserved a sequel. The base game was about a cop going undercover in some criminal gangs, but the first of the 2 DLCs I had to play took a different approach. It was about phantoms and ghosts and was a bit of a curveball to me. I was hoping for something more serious, but after just a few minutes, I could already tell this was a bit goofy. But it was fine as there were only 5 trophies that were all obtained via story and side missions, collectibles, and of course the gold awards. And those gold awards, which are basically challenges, are mostly related to combat, and that would prove the most challenging as playing on a dusty old DualShock 4 felt a bit awkward again, especially with me also forgetting all of the controls. But I knew that the game revolved around a lot of melee combat, which is what made it so unique and set it apart from its copycat GTA Chinatown Wars. I played the first few missions, but they were all kind of boring and repetitive. It was all about killing some ghosts or getting rid of them by dropping them in this energy blob. I mean, it just wasn't very exciting, but I did make it to a nightclub that I remembered from before, and that's where I popped my first trophy. Yo! Oh my god, dude, I haven't seen that pop up in 5 years. That's so cool. It's a PS4 trophy. Yeah, it really was that cool. Yeah. And just a couple minutes later, I popped another trophy. Ghosts and stuff. I'll take another trophy. Because it was so short, I finished the story just a couple missions later and sent the smiley cat back to hell. But before tackling the gold award trophy, I went and collected the super simple collectibles. But these gold awards weren't so simple. The requirement was simply for defeating a couple of different enemies. But after playing through the entire story and side content, I wasn't even halfway in the requirements. That meant I had to do some of the most tedious grinding I'd done in a while. Looking for random enemies to spawn around the map to beat up and do the challenges with just wasn't fun. Oh my god, bro, I really should have done this, the farming in a story mission, bro. I just don't know where to find them. It's so annoying. I need like another 35 and I just can't find a single one of them. Sometimes they'd spawn, but only in pairs of 2, or sometimes not at all. I hated it, and it was such a slow process to find them. It took me just as long to play through the story as it did to grind out these final enemies before finally finding the last one I needed. Bite me, 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 bite me. Thank you. Come on, please tell me that's the last. Nice. This should be the final kill. Come on, please, dude. I could have gotten this like an hour ago if I just farmed it. Bite invasion. Please tell me. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. I'm one off. Oh my god, math. So I went back into the city to hunt some more enemies. Oh, enemies, 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 enemies. 5 of them. Come on, why didn't I find these earlier? Come on, just 1 kill is all I need, brother. Get me out of here and pop that trophy. Why hasn't it given me the trophy? Why actually hasn't it given me the trophy? Why hasn't it given me the... Yes! Dude, I don't know if it's the same. Why did that take so long to pop, man? That, I could have been done like 2 hours ago, but that's, we'll take it. On to the next DLC. The Year of the Snake DLC didn't have any ghosts and was much more centered around Chinese stuff, which is a controversial topic I don't even want to get into, but I did find that a lot more fun. This time we play as a cop in uniform and not undercover, and with only 4 trophies to get and no gold awards this time, this should be a breeze. The story was about a bunch of bomb threats around the city, presumably placed by the Riddler, and as the Hong Kong Batman, we would have to stop them. And after completing the first one, I got the first trophy. Yippee! These missions, however, were all, again, so identical to one another. All it was to simply find the bomb and get rid of it. These weren't very fun, but I did find it cool to play from the police officer's perspective. Except when it came to stopping a car with a motorbike, I was completely lost in how to do it. No way. No way, dude, it's impossible to stop this car. How am I meant to stop a car with a motorbike? It's impossible. Everything I tried was impossible as the car was so hard programmed not to be stopped. And it wasn't until I discovered a button to jump to another car that I finally made some progress. Oh wait, is this? There's no way. Oh my god, that's a hijack button apparently. Well, I had no clue that button even existed. That's the problem with returning to a game like 5 years after you first played it. Knowing the controls now, I continued towards the end of the story, where I was enjoying the Hong Kong scenery. And I just wished we got a sequel for this game because it's genuinely something so unique. But no, instead we get games like Days Gone Remastered, so who the flip knows when that'll happen. These further missions were again very repetitive, with more bomb threats, defending an area, or chasing a subject. But I was surprised to remember that the game did actually have guns and shoot with them. Although it wasn't great, that was a fun switch up. I eventually made it to the final mission where we did some straight up Mission Impossible James Bond stuff before we popped a trophy. Next, I did some cleanup with even more bomb missions to dispose of in the water, except that was a bit more challenging. A short timer and no navigation to the drop-off place made it quite stressful, and I wasn't always successful. How did that doesn't make sense, man. What a stupid mission, bro. Nay, 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 nay. Oh, nay. Oh, no. Nay, no, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Okay, that should be the trophy. Let's go. Okay, 15 collectibles and we're done. Doing the collectibles was, well, just more collectibles. You're a trophy hunter, you know how that goes. So after finding all the evidence bags and swimming a marathon towards the final one, I got the last DLC trophy. Let's go, boys. I am very happy. I didn't have a pork bun, but I am a whole man. Let's go, boys. With another beautiful 100% and cleanup done, it was now time to return to yet another of my favorite games. This time, LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens. I don't think I need to explain how much I love LEGO Star Wars, right? I mean, I flipping loved the hell out of the games when I was playing the original video game on the PS2, and later the Clone Wars and Complete Saga on the PS3, before finally, after years of waiting, getting the Skywalker Saga on the PS5. But a smaller game before that released in 2016, a couple months after the movie, was this game. Just like most other LEGO games, it's divided into small separate levels, and to clean this game up, I would need to play the 4 DLC levels that I never got round to. So I bought the season pass, loaded up my old save, and jumped right into the first level. And before I could even control my character, I was already a true Jedi, which happened to be because I had turned on almost every red brick cheat on my old save before uninstalling, so as you can tell, it was a bit of a crazy return. So I got rid of some of the red bricks before making my way through the first level. In each DLC, I would need to beat the level, get True Jedi, find all the mini kits, and do 1 or 2 miscellaneous trophies. I found the first mini kit and would return to get the ones I couldn't in a second run. So after hyper driving through the 20-minute level, I went back with my collectible tracker to clean it up. But on that final cleanup Kessel run, I missed 2 trophies. I missed a mini kit, but also a trophy for defeating all enemies with 1 character, which meant I returned for a 3rd time. But then my brain turned off and I forgot about the mini kit was fighting the enemies. So I returned for a 4th time. Get it? Force because Force Awakens. Okay, sorry. And only then finally got every trophy in the first DLC pack. We're not exactly off to an efficient start here, but because it's so short, it doesn't really matter. So I quickly moved on to the next DLC with Poe, and it had a similar trophy layout. Play through it once whilst getting True Jedi and come back for the mini kits and anything else I missed, which after finishing it for the first time was incredibly short.
That was actually it? That wasn't even 10 minutes, bro.
So I went back to get the mini kits, but first had to avoid the electric traps for a trophy. And the thing is, it wasn't difficult at all, but it took me 5 tries before finally getting it. Not because it was hard, no, but because it was glitched. So I had to restart my game a couple times before I was awarded the trophy. And after finding the last mini kit and popping the trophy, I already moved on to the final 2 levels, which was both just more of the same. It was cool to have some more levels, especially for areas of the movie that weren't fully covered or from a different perspective, like the attack on Takodana from the Empire POV or walking past Kylo Ren and Finn's lightsword battle, and I enjoyed the simplicity of the LEGO games and was reminded about the cool new shooting mechanic they introduced. The characters were super cool, especially since not all of them made an appearance in the movie, and I would usually clean things up with my beloved Sith and Galactic Empire friends, such as my favorite 4-armed Jedi Slayer General Grievous, and overall it was just a really casual and chill experience whilst I played on my Portal, because I think LEGO games are great for that thing, and I could quickly clean up some fun and easy trophies. In that way, it was the perfect backlog game to go back to because of its simplicity and the time it takes. I mean, each level took no longer than an hour at most to pop all the trophies, and I was awarded with 20 of them in just 4 hours. It really made me wish that the Skywalker Saga got a similar treatment, because I would let Darth Vader choke me daily for that game to get some DLC. But after getting the final trophy for finding the final mini kit, I now had another gorgeous 100% to add to my collection. The final game that I wanted to revisit and clean up was none other than arguably my favorite one in the series, at least that I've played, Assassin's Creed Origins. The Egyptian setting was right up my alley, as it's such a fascinating period in our history, and the game reflected that wonderfully when I initially played it back in 2020. But I'd never played an Assassin's Creed DLC before, so I was curious to see how that would unfold. There were 3 separate DLC lists to clean up, and I had actually popped 2 trophies from the DLC already, which was in the Discovery Tour. This was an area of the game that was more like a museum where you could go on an interactive educational tour. And because I loved the game when I first got the plat, I went into the DLC to try it out. That meant I already had 2 easy trophies for completing a tour, and with 5 different characters, I now only had to go through every daily life tour to get the last trophy. So I went through every single one of those 20 tours and learned all about the daily lives of ancient Egyptians, like how they made their food or clothes, what kind of jobs they had, or how they worshipped the gods. Because I was already so interested in this era, I found this extremely interesting and fun to learn about. I didn't care about everything, like the flip do I care about pottery or artisans, but the comparison between real life and how the game portrayed it was seriously cool and felt like a mini history lesson. And it all made the world feel strangely alive. I was so invested that I even went out of my way to learn about some more iconic things like the pyramids and Sphinx. I know, crazy, right? But after going through all 20 of those tours and completed the final one, I popped the trophy. This DLC was also a great way to get a little bit of a feel of the game before starting up the real meat of the DLCs called the Hidden Ones. This was a more traditional DLC where it has a short story and normal gameplay. It takes place 4 years after the events of the main game and in a new area where the Romans have taken control. I seek out the help of some hidden ones to take them down, and well, that's basically how every Assassin's Creed story goes. I did forget how to play this game a bit because I had no idea what button does what and such, because the controls were different from Mirage that I played just a couple months earlier. So that resulted in a couple unfortunate deaths. But just a bit later, I had a bigger problem. I had to escape the pyramid with a friend, but this small puzzle level thing was hurting my noodle. I had to get my buddy up with a lift by using some weights, yet whatever I did, it seemed impossible. Dude, what do I do here? There are no more rocks anywhere. I spent the last 20 minutes looking for a rock and there just isn't. There just isn't. I can't be asked anymore, bro. I can't be asked. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. First thing I find is a Reddit thread. First thing I find is a Reddit thread that says it's bugged. I swear it's... So I restarted the game as the Reddit thread claimed the level was bugged and tried again. What are you doing? Why are you still not moving? Oh my dude. But still without success. So I looked further. Ain't no way you can pick that up. Ain't no way you can pick this thing up. That just does not look like a movable object, does it? Oh my god, I did. Oh my god. I have reached the exit, Bayek. Now I don't know if it was just too dumb or the game didn't work. You can't even blame me for that because, I mean, come on, man. That just does not look like a movable object. But turns out the Reddit thread was talking about the next area of the puzzle where everything went smoothly for me, so I just wasted about 30 minutes on absolutely nothing. Anyway, after doing a few more missions, I already completed the mediocre story and could move on to the remaining trophies.
Rufio is dead.
The remaining 6 trophies were all to do with completing side missions and completing a base with some combat mixed in. I started by taking down the base for the trophy walls of the ruler, slowly taking down everything and everyone whilst looting the chests. And before finishing that, I already popped a different trophy for getting a headshot whilst distracted by my bird Senu. But just a few enemies and chests later, I completed the base. I then moved on to some side quests, but the Assassin's Creed side quests are always so boring to me. They are generic with some horrendous voice acting, and I just couldn't give two flying poos about it. So after recruiting another hidden one and taking down the Fikes, I finished the quest with the Hadouken finishing move and got the trophy. Next, I got 3 zipline hitman assassinations and then freed some rebels Michael Schofield style before having 1 trophy left and moving to the last DLC. But this last trophy was really cool. I think all the Assassin's Creed trophies are usually something fun, like having to go out of your way for something that you wouldn't normally do, but they aren't crazy difficult, annoying or tedious. And this trophy was for doing a leap of faith between 10 AM and noon on an ancient clock. I arrived a little too early, so I sat there for 10 minutes waiting for the shadow to show me the right time. But the fact that it actually worked was really cool to me, but it did cross my mind how I wish the DLC was more Egypt focused. Like, it just felt a little less Egypt than I'd liked, but that's just me nitpicking, so let me know if you felt this too. Because before I knew it, it was already time to make the final jump of the Hidden Ones DLC. Moving on to the final trophies I wanted to clean up, we have the Curse of the Pharaohs DLC. This again was in a new area and it was set in Luxor, which rang a bell but I didn't know why just yet. I arrived there and had to defeat an ancient mummified pharaoh who was there because of a curse set on the region. I then walked around the city before coming across the Temple of Karnak, and that's where a bell rang. My parents had visited this exact location just a few weeks earlier, so I looked at the photos they sent me and I was standing at the exact location they were. I don't know if I geeked out, but that's exactly why I think Assassin's Creed games are so sick. The historical aspect is incomparable to anything else, and it wouldn't even be the last spot I recognized. Because just a couple missions later, I arrived at another beautiful location that my parents had sent pictures of. It was really cool seeing these magnificent structures, and I was in awe of how all those things were built back then. Who knows, perhaps by some ancient aliens. But I logged back in and continued the lovely classic Egyptian story of mummies and pyramids, making my way into the afterlife of all things, and that's where I popped the first trophy for lighting a mummy on fire. But I was slowly falling behind the recommended level for the main missions. It made missions way more difficult than it should and really frustrated me. And because one of the trophies is also for reaching level 55, and me still being a mile off, I had to find some efficient ways to level up to even be able to continue the story. So I did some side missions, location completing, and even bought some tablets for instant XP. This allowed me to upgrade my gear and pop a trophy for that too, before doing a little more XP grinding and making my way to the final story mission and hopefully clear the curse that was plaguing these warm lands. The final mission was of course against the infamous Tutankhamen, except even when being a close level, this guy was incredibly tough, and I quickly died multiple times in a row. So I leveled up one more level, hoping that would make a difference. And when I returned to try it again, it started really well. How does one level me up? Is this much stronger? Not get one shot, but simply destroy him. One level, bro. Like actually, it's this. What is that design? Okay, wait, maybe I spoke too soon. No. Of course, dude. I know I suck at these fights and it's a reason I don't want to play Souls games, but come on, how hard can an Assassin's Creed boss be? Stop. What the f happens when you hit him for like 2/3, bro? Oh my god, Joanne. And you know it's bad once you start swearing in your native tongue, because King Tut was making me go insane, but I had to keep trying. Oh, now we're cooked. I want to smash something so fucking bad. This doesn't make sense. It's Assassin's Creed for fuck's sake. What the fuck? No. Stop, you weirdo. Nay, you are. It is so fucking nip. Oh my god, I'm literally going to freak out if he still kills me. I can't even hit him, dude. Fuck it, we're doing it. It's pretty much all or nothing. I just need to get him done. Oh my god, don't throw. Do not fucking throw. So stupid, dude. Oh. Trophy. Now with just 3 trophies remaining, I was mostly fearing the level 55 trophy as I was still far away. I didn't want to spend hours playing needless side missions, so I started working on the other trophies first. However, I quickly realized I was underpowered for killing these mobs too, so I had no other option than to play some boring side quests for XP. I decided to play them on my portal whilst watching some Champions League and did side quest after side quest and spent my few gold coins on more tablets before finally popping the grindy trophy. Next, I quickly bought a horse before moving to the couple scorpions left I had to kill. I'd already taken down a couple but still needed to defeat the toughest ones. They weren't crazy tough, but I did need to be careful that they wouldn't one-shot me instantly. And after defeating 4 of them, I made my way to the final one, which wasn't even a scorpion but just a regular enemy camp. Yet, after defeating it, I got no trophy, and so I searched the YouTubes for anyone that had a solution.
So this location's a bit... What we need to do is take...
Do I have a Ubisoft glitch? Is that what's happening? Reload quest objective. Swear YouTube comments, if this works, bro, y'all YouTube commenters are goated. Doesn't work, fuck y'all. You know why it doesn't work? Because it's not the right camp, you dumb idiot. Oh my god. So I defeated the enemies at the right camp and waited for the trophy. Hello? Is it still glitched? Is it actually still glitched? Alright, let's try the thing the YouTube comment said then. Game's a joke. I next tried multiple solutions I found in YouTube comments and Reddit threads in order for this glitchy trophy to pop, because I completed the requirement, but the trophy was nowhere to be seen. But after already trying 4 different solutions and nothing working, I kept scouring the internet for ways to pop it before stumbling across another Reddit thread that mentioned a 6th bonus scorpion to defeat. Okay, so now the quest is to find the 6th scorpion that a Reddit user says is close to the one that I'm going to now. There's actually another. There's actually another. Why would this not be said anywhere? Come on. He's that easy. He's so easy. Yes! What? That's not real, bro. That is not. Why is there a 6th one, bro? Why does no one say that? Thank you. It's sick. 3288 over on Reddit. You're a goat. What the f? That was a bit of a confusing pain at the end, but I'm happy to have replayed my favorite recent Assassin's Creed to complete the 100%. Replaying that game and 4 others was really fun to go back to, and I still have so many more games to revisit, including one that's really high on my list and I really need to do one day. So if you want to see me claim my trophy list even more, then be sure to drop a like and tell me which games I should revisit. But in the meantime, if you want to see what I completed in my previous cleanup, then check out this video. And that's it. See ya!